Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu and welcome to a Company of Heroes 2 shoutcast. We have today an exciting match. We've got Captain Molo playing as the Soviets versus Jesselin playing as the Oberkommando West, one of the two. I almost said Oberkommando West because I guess that's how you'd say it. Auf German in Deutsch, playing as the Oberkommando West, one of the two new sides just added to this game. In the expansion, the Western Front expansion, so that's exciting. We're on Kolodny Ferma, so not a very exciting map, but that's alright. If you don't know these players, perhaps because you haven't been paying attention to Company of Heroes 2 for a while, like I haven't, Molo is the 34th best Soviet player in the entire world in 1v1, and Jesselin, you think 34 is good, Jesselin is #1 with Soviets and Germans at the time of this recording. Obviously not #1 with the Oberkommando West. Nobody's #1 with the Oberkommando West yet. It hasn't been out long enough for people to know, so I'm going to be going over some of the basics of this side so that you know what's up, especially if you haven't played it before. So you get a truck right off the bat with these guys for free. Let's swap over to Jesselin so we see how it works. The way it works is that all of your buildings up here, you take a normal truck, a supply truck, and you turn it into the building you want. So you can turn it into a battle group headquarters or a mechanized regiment headquarters right off the bat, and then once you get either of those two or both of those two, you can then turn in the next one into a Schwere Panzer headquarters. And then, so once you turn a truck into something, the timer will start for the next truck, and then you'll get another truck, and then you'll get another truck. So you just get these trucks. They just send them to you for free, although you do have to pay, of course, to turn them into one of these things. And which one of those things you turn into determines which guys you get to get. The thing about the Oberkommando West is that they get fewer resource points per point they capture. You see +3, +2 for one of these versus +5, +3 for a normal person. So that's 66% that they're getting resources, but they make up for that by being badass, and also when their trucks can turn munitions into fuel and vice versa. Sort of. It hurts your munitions income, but it helps your fuel income if you toggle on the thing, and vice versa, but you can only toggle one at once. Why would you toggle both? So we have an M3 right out pretty quickly from Molo. Doesn't see his opponent yet. I think is about to see them soon. The Sturm Pioneer Squad are the builder units for the Oberkommando West, and they're pretty good fighters up close. They got STG 44s, I believe. Yep, also known as MP 44s. MP stands for mucho picante, which is very hot in Spanish. It's used to usually mark hot sauces, but they use it to mark the guns in World War II too. And the reason Captain Molo was not being aggressive with his first M3 is because he was building another M3, and he's going to do this classic time-honored strategy of loading up 2 M3 half-tracks, 2 M3 scout cars, I suppose. Weirdly, he put conscripts on one of them. I guess he doesn't have the... Oh, there he goes. He'll swap out for one of these. And so he'll have a couple engineers loaded up in these things. They'll tool around the map, putting the hurt on the enemy, a very classic Soviet strategy that Relic did not nerf at all in the new balance patch for this game, so that's an exciting thing. It used to be that you could set up these supply trucks on a point and get extra money from them. That doesn't happen anymore, although you can still set them up on a point for basically no reason if you feel like it. Right now it's better to just set them up in your headquarters or something. If you set them on a point, it does keep your opponent from capturing it though, so if you can put them on a cutoff point, that'll give you some breathing room. It is risky, of course, because then your truck can get blown up, so I guess Jesselin's just going to park it out here and keep this point sort of... I don't know what Jesselin's going to do. So here we see one of the interesting units from the Oberkommando West, the Raketenwaffe 43 anti-tank launcher, which is probably going to make some mincemeat out of these M3s if it gets close enough. It's a light anti-tank gun that you can buy right off the bat from your command headquarters. And here, let's watch it open up. Oh, Molo's being too cautious, and he's doing the classic flamey thing. And that's going to really push Jesselin. There we go. Boom! Oh, it misses. Okay, that's exciting. So it's weak, but it fires fast, and it's an AT gun, so what are you going to complain about? The coolest thing is that you can put it in buildings. You can't put it in that building, but you can put it in this building, for instance. I mean, you can put it in this building. I'm just saying he can't put it in this building because there's people in this building. But you can put it in buildings. How badass is that? You put an AT gun in a building. And bam! There we go. Oh, look at all these fucking scout cars. Jesus motherfucking Christ in a scout car riding around flipping the finger to people. That's ridiculous. We have Volksgrenadiers, the basic combat unit of the Oberkommando West. There goes one scout car. Small arms fire finishes it off. Oh, these people. This is a This is coming down to the wire, folks. Right at the very beginning of the game, both of these players are duking it out. Neither of them are willing to give an inch of ground. We've upgraded this to the battle group headquarters, and then he'll be able to heal people from around it. But there, it's decrewed almost immediately. Well, not almost immediately. That was quite a bit of fighting, and he took out 2 scout cars. The other scout cars have had to retreat. He should think about recruiting this, but he doesn't want to. The small arms fire can put the hurt on this M3, so he's hoping he can take out the M3 just with small arms fire without having to waste most of his squad recruiting this thing. I think he'd only lose 2 or 3 people if he recruited, though, because this number, by the way, up here, just shows the minimum you need to recruit. It doesn't show how many are going to be taken if you recruit. For instance, a machine gun will show a 2 above this, German MG42, but if you recruit with a full squad, 3 people will go on to the thing. So you got to be aware of that. Does not manage to finish off this M3A1 scout car with light arms fire, so it's gonna get away, it looks like. Nice micro here from Captain Malo, keeping as many of his cars alive as possible and just putting these flames in on the Germans, who are not backing down. They're just funneling more and more Force Radiators into this fight. I'm still surprised he hasn't captured this thing. There's not a lot of small arms. There are things for the small arms to shoot at. There's the flamers, which he ought to be focusing down. I guess he's focusing down these flamers. I don't know. Ooh, gets a nice crit on that flame squad, and the squad is destroyed on the retreat. This car is hanging out back here. I don't know what it's doing. It's contributing some of its machine gun fight, and some of its machine gun fight. The fuck am I talking about? Some of its machine gun into that fight, but now a decisive victory for Jesselin. Fought his opponent to a standstill. Lost, maybe a squad. The Stern Pioneers, this got decrewed, but aside from that, was perfectly fine. Managed to kill some of his opponent's scout cars and caught that flame engineer thing on the retreat. This thing can't hit shit. Or maybe it was shooting at the infantry squad because it's stupid. Check the targeting priority next time you're playing as the Oberkommando West. Make sure your AT gun's shooting at vehicles, because Relic has been known to fuck that up before. Although I think the target priority, the way things choose to shoot, well, no, yeah, of course it's specific for each unit, because otherwise infantry would always just shoot at tanks and AT guns would always just shoot at tanks, or vice versa. So, I don't know, maybe the Mercant Morpher is broken and it shoots at infantry instead of light vehicles. So be careful, always micro. There's no harm in telling it just to shoot the scout car if there's some infantry here also too. So now we have a lull in the battle. I can relax. Now, I haven't had to move my camera very much. I've just been sitting here. I could have been like masturbating or something instead of putting my hand on the mouse, because the whole fight, look at all these bodies. Look at all these dead M3 scout cars. Look at... There's nothing else to look at. Look at this dead tank. Already lost a Sherman. The Sherman wrecks are weird, by the way, in this game. Kill a Sherman and watch it. It just like goes on fire and then it isn't rusty. I swear. Okay, so whoop! I just hit a button. What did that? Boop. Boop. I have a button on my mouse which is like an extra button that the computer never recognizes. So I've rebound it to be like the little apostrophe button, I think. Yeah, it's the apostrophe button, and I guess clicking apostrophe jumps you to whatever you have selected. That's good. So he was trying to set up some mines with the Stern Pioneers. Very good idea. He could have caught an M3 and blown it up, especially since this M3 is at half health. Less than that, but it didn't work. And now he's doing the classic thing. This is where these M3s come into their most powerful form factor. So that fight at the very beginning, right around the Oberkommando West's base, that was a nice place to have the M3s, right? It was a pretty climactic fight, and if he had won that, that would have been GG. But really, the real power of them is when they're running around the map, catching your opponent isolated like this. Then they can all just focus fire and roast down a squad in seconds. It's pretty nuts. It's been the strategy du jour for a while, I say out of my ass, since I haven't been playing much COH2, but it's a pain in the ass to deal with, and that's what people use. And then you can just split up, drive all over the map, and cap the whole goddamn thing. So that's what the Soviet player is doing here, and that's what we should expect the Jesselin to have to deal with as the Oberkommando West. I would like to see... I don't know what I would like to see. I was about to say I would like to see these little AT guns in buildings, but that wouldn't fucking help against flamethrowers. In fact, it'd be worse, because you'd be stuck in a building. Let's say you're stuck in a building, you're aiming out this direction, the M3 comes and it goes whoop, and suddenly it's over here, and you need like 3 seconds to swap to a new window, and then it's like whoop, now it's over here. Meanwhile, you're being flamethrowed the entire time, because they can shoot out of all the fucking sides of the M3, because they don't have to spend 3 seconds repositioning in that thing. And so it's like you just get circle strafed to death, and you don't even have like a prayer. So don't do that, maybe. Oh look, he teched up straight to tier 4, so the Schwer Panzer, and here you can see the countdown till the next truck comes back. But the thing about tier 4 is got a fucking gun on the top of it. Check that shit out. It's a gun. This guy's like I wouldn't put my hand there. That's machinery. You can get pinched something fierce. That's okay. There you go. So Shreks are good. Focus grenadiers can upgrade Shreks. Did you know that? And they also get cold immunity. Probably they put hot chocolate in the Panzer Shrek. They drink it out of the Panzer Shrek. Not hygienic. German's not one for safety regulations. I guess the Oberkommando West don't want any of that. Valiant Assault. Let's look at the commander. Let's learn some facts. In a moment. I want to watch this fight. Wow, way to shoot the wreck. You're a champion, Rakettenwerfer 43. You're a fucking champion. Now you can shoot the church all day. It'd be nice to reposition and do something. You're not actually doing anything. Let's look at the commander. MG34. So that's the only MG you'll get as the Oberkommando, except for the Kubelwagen. Kubelwagen is a pretty sweet MG. It just drives around. It's not a very effective MG driving around, but once it's stood still for a few seconds, and really only a few seconds, it's an extremely fast setup, then it can start firing for realsies and own some people up to... Those 2 people just died, Jesus. That was pretty bad. Captain Molo now just advancing on foot because these Shreks are annoying, but he's... Yikes, this could get pretty ugly pretty fast, and yet now we have the thing firing. Look at that. I like those explosions. I'm not sure that's realistic, but it looks really pretty. So this is a good bait here. It's not doing a ton of damage, but it's going to add up after a while. The trick is he's got to hold it. These trucks don't have a ton of health, so if these flamers get within range, things could go south. But he's holding just fine. And in fact, he called in an MG34. Perhaps that's why he went this doctrine to call in an MG34, maybe particularly through this house. And this is going to be a really nice hold on the middle, I think, that Jesselin is going to get, because once he's cleaned this out, he can pick up this MG34, put it in the church, pick up this truck, put it in the middle if he wants to be feisty like that. And if he doesn't want to be feisty like that, well, some people just don't roll that way, you know? Okay, that's just how it goes. I guess I lied about these trucks being weak. I don't think that burst did very much. The other trucks are weak. Maybe the truck with the turret on top is not weak. Run, little man. So I have this selected. I think this green line is its range. That'd be sweet if it were. I don't know what else it would be. Maybe this thing repair... No, it doesn't repair stuff. If you get this other truck can repair stuff. But look, now his tier 3 is ready once he pays the money for this thing. Oh, I was gonna look at the doctrine. Okay, MG34. So that's self-explanatory. It's just MG team. Passive, heavy fortification. Storm pioneers can construct tank traps, flank emplacements, and trenches. Yes, that's right. Relic took the stupidest fucking bullshit in the entire world from the British, and they put it back in the goddamn game because they're fucking idiots. Oh my god, Relic, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Tell me what's wrong with you, Relic. Tell me what's wrong with you. Thankfully, there's not... I haven't seen a lot of trenches doing stuff yet, but like, fuck that. I mean, really, trenches? Really? Trenches? I actually don't know if they're as powerful as British trenches, but really? Trenches? I built one against the AI just to see what would happen, but the AI wouldn't attack it because it's fucking AI, and then I was sad. But yeah, build a trench, post in the YouTube comments whether they're as fucking bullshit as they were in opposing fronts, and whether I need to slit my wrist and die slowly in a bathtub because Relic is so stupid, or whether they're just normal trenches. Maybe they're okay, I don't know, I actually haven't tried them. Fallship makers, these guys are pretty sweet. The symbol for them is a cloud, so that's pretty good. Where are these guys? They pop out of buildings, like motherfuckers. What's going up over here? Bad stuff. Bad mojo. So these M3s just not doing as much as they need to do. Some early AT from Jesselin between the Shreks and the Rakettenwerfer 43, doing some real work, and these conscripts are going down. Oh, by the way, Oberkommando West guys can get up to Vet 5. Did you know that? That conscript knows that, because he's in hell, and you learn everything in hell. It's really not a bad place, all things considered. So, what was I saying? Vet 5, yes. Okay, let's keep looking. Fallschirmjägers, cool dudes. Valiant Assault, not the coolest thing. It makes them move quickly and attack more effectively, I guess. What it doesn't tell you is that you can't attack while moving. It turns your guys into sprint or shoot, but not both. So, honestly, I mean, it's... So you want the people who are moving to be moving somewhere behind where there's no enemies, and you want the people shooting not to have to move. So it's good if you're defending. on one half of the map and then flanking on the other half of the map. But if you're trying to do rolling combat, don't use Valiant Assault. I've warned you now, so you know. So see that you learn valuable things watching a TychoCelchuuu Company Heroes 2 shoutcast. Please deposit 25 cents in your computer. This thing, Airborne Assault, 250 munitions. Somebody joked on the coh2.org forums that means the Oberkommando West will get to use it once per match because their income is so low. You see, he's got about half the map, maybe a bit more, and he's got fewer munitions income than his opponent. So this thing is pretty funny, actually. Stukas automatically recon and attack enemy units in designated territory. I'm not unsure exactly how it works. I've seen it happen. I swear I saw like a strafing run and a bombing run sort of thing. This is ugly. He's losing a Vet 3 Folks Radio squad with a Shreks to these roving M3s. This guy's fucking going all in with these M3s. Captain Molo's like, I've got a thing and it fucking works, and it better work. I have more M3s than were actually built in the war by the Soviets. Because they didn't build any. The Americans sent them over. Maybe the Soviets built them, I don't know. I suspect the Americans probably didn't send them, like, blueprints or anything, but I don't know. That's the sort of fact you would learn watching an Imperial Dane cast. But I'm not Imperial Dane. Because I'm not a Nazi. And these guys are pinned by, I guess the MG34 is. There it is. There's the MG34. It's got 1 kill and a level of vet already. How impressive is that? I'll give you a hint. Pretty impressive. Flamethrower contact! This is an exciting fight. They're just walking around. And then now they're standing. Now they're finally firing. What are these guys doing? Yeah, that guy just didn't want to use the flamethrower. He was like thinking about stuff. He was like, well, if I use the flamethrower I might kill somebody, and like, do I want that on my conscience? I don't know if I want that on my conscience. My friends are all dying and that's pretty bad. If I killed somebody, it would be like killing somebody else's friend. Not my friend. In fact, it'd be saving my friend, and then that's about the point he retreated, so that was pretty unfortunate. By the way, Jagdpanzer, where'd that come from? Here's a weird thing. You can buy Jagdpanzer just from your... Nope, just kidding, that's a Koenigsegger. You can buy... Where's this fucking What's a Jagdpanzer? Where does it come from? Oh yeah, that's the weird thing. Tier 2 gives you a Jagdpanzer. It's fucking expensive, 400, 135. And Tier 1 gives you a King Tiger. But you need Tier 1s through Tier 2 through 3 for that. But yeah, the weirdest thing I think is Tier 2 giving you a Jagdpanzer. You could just chill out at Tier 2 the entire time. I think that's because the game is just going to give you all the trucks anyways, and you just have to upgrade them. So, haha, this is just ugly as hell. This is, I think, the turning point for the Germans. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, M3s are cheap as hell. Doesn't really matter if it kills them all. Pretty impressive, though. This thing has killed 5 things. Oh no, only 1 vehicle killed. So yeah, you can sort of just chill at Tier 2 for the whole game if you want. You got everything you need. You got a Jagdpanzer and a bunch of bullshit that's no good. But you can get their Volksgrenadiers from here and call in some stuff. I don't know. What's that? A PTRS. Oh, what's this also? Another PTRS. Those guards just got butterfingers, man. Butterfingers, and this is a bad assault for the Soviets. I'm not sure why he was sticking around here, why he's still sticking around here. Oh, wait, he's fucking killing the Jagdpanzer. Look, the guards. So this doesn't have a lot of armor, I suppose. All you gotta do is mark the target and snap at it with a bunch of PTRSs. He's paid for it, though. He's dropped 3 PTRSs at this point. He's lost a lot of M3s. He's losing a lot of infantry in terms of manpower. I might lose a squad here. Not gonna. That's pretty good. So we've got good unit preservation if we swap over the Soviets. It's a miracle these are still alive. Because remember, he's been sinking all his money into the M3s. He had a conscript long ago that died. You saw it. But so now we have the T-34s, and these are going to have to do the work for Captain Molo. Otherwise, he's in deep shit. German's looking not so awful. This could use repairs. He should turn this car... Oh, he doesn't have the resources. Obviously not. After building a Jagdpanzer, you don't have the resources for anything as the Oberkommando. So now it's just a question of can he get his Panzerschrecks and what I assume are the PTRSs he picked up into the fight against the T-34s. The answer so far is no. These guys just drove in and crushed the fuck out of some Volksgrenadiers. So, oh look, he did get a hit in though. Oh, with the Kettenwerfer for 43, so that's good. If he can damage the engines on these things, that'll buy him a lot of breathing room. He's taking most of the map, so it's looking pretty good for the Germans, as long as the Soviets don't do any crazy breakthrough shit. Is he attack grounding? He's gotta be. There's no way that would have taken a shot at the church through the thing. Why does my graphics suddenly go bad? Look at this. Look, that's got to be a bug. I feel like this has happened before to me, but I fixed it somehow. But now it's broken. It's like the anisotropic filtering. It's broken or something. Look, shitty ground, better ground, best ground. Shitty ground, better ground, best ground. Best, shitty. Weird. Weird. Relic. So that just repaired itself. That's one of the things you get when you go this doctrine. Passive crew repair vehicle training. So that's pretty sweet. And now it's going to be the Panzer, the Raketenwerfer, and the Panzerschrecks, and this little gun. This, I think, is a mistake. He's not really coordinating this attack very well. He's just driving his T-34s in and maybe desultorily moving in some infantry. I guess this is the last charge. He thinks he can't win if he doesn't go in right down the middle. I'm not really sure about that. I would have tried maybe attacking both sides of the map, baiting his opponent out in, like part of attacking his opponent in piecemeal instead of just driving in here and losing all his units, because that's what's happening. He's losing all his units. So that's bad. That's the end for the Soviets. It's over now. So, not sure I'm agreeing with that decision. He's certainly got the VPs to sort of go up here and down here. He could even split the T-34s in two. One T-34 can take out a Jagd Panzer, as we see here, but not if these Shreks. So what he needs to do is isolate and destroy the Panzer Shrek squads, isolate and destroy the PTRSs, isolate and destroy the Jagd Panzer, and he can't do that just by driving straight in to the Lion's Den. But that's what he did, and that is the end. I hope you enjoyed this very first Shoutcast in Company of Heroes 2. Western Front, also Eastern Fronts, every front, all the fronts, some of the fronts are backs, and more will come in the future, or they won't. It's a mystery. Bye now.